Dana hates on the Florida man. Every day she has a Florida man deal.
They all have Florida man
I know.
stories. But this just in, Florida man has common sense. That's right. We're here on The Fifth Degree.
The Fifth Degree burn. Ooh. Feels so good. Dana Lash, I get so mad at you for hating on Florida man because I love Florida, but I get it, man.
But I mean, there's a ton of Florida man stories.
I get it. I mean,
everybody, like you get on the radio and it's the segment is Florida.
Florida.
And it's just all the time. It's a meme now, and
listen,
there's no escaping it.
They hate us because they ain't us. That's what I always say. They hate us because they ain't us. That's all I gotta say, man.
Because they ain't us.
Anus, Florida. Oh, headline. This just in. There is a Florida man with common sense. School punishes male teacher for refusing to watch a naked girl in the boys' locker room. I'll let that settle in for a second, Fifth Degree Rube. Here's the story. I'll sum it up for you. Good old Port Richey, Pasco County. Meth heads all day long, so... Sorry, I'll say it. I'm from Florida, and I lived in Tampa, so I can say that. But anyways, long story short, without notification of the election board, voters, parents of these kids, at this middle school... a transgender boy. Is that what you call it? A transgender boy?
So basically a girl who thinks that she's a boy.
A girl, but... Okay, yeah. So a girl that thinks she's a boy has been allowed to go into a boy's locker room and change and shower and all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. Now, here's the thing. Especially in middle school. And we talked about... We had a very fun... We're Lonely Island fans, so we just found that out about each other. There's a lot of awkward things that happen in junior high. And there's nothing more awkward, especially to a 7th or 8th grader, than seeing a chick that thinks she's a dude in your locker room when you're trying to change. You're already nervous as heck taking a shower around a bunch of dudes. This is just on top of it, making it more awkward. And the crazy thing is, you're not notified as a boy. Your parents aren't notified. And the school's expectation is for you to accept this as normal.
Comply.
Obey. Listen to the machine. Now, here's the crazy thing. Here's the topper. They force the PE. They want the PE.
Well, sorry. Yeah, so, of course, the boys are upset,
yes,
and they cause a big stink.
Yes.
And so then they get the bright idea for this.
They say, hey, we're going to have the PE teacher monitor the situation so that nothing happens to the transgender boy. Well, lo and behold, this Florida man, this PE teacher, up in good old Heroin, Pasco County, has an idea. He says, you know what? I don't want to do this. Because I've seen this happen before. I've seen this play out, right? Gym teacher, undergraduate girl, or underage girl, statutory rape, lawsuits, sexual harassment. I refuse.
Yeah.
And
in any other context, this would not be allowed.
No.
This would be grounds for firing, if not worse.
No. Because if a gym teacher went in and ogled a bunch of chicks at the junior high level, naked in a locker room, he'd be fired.
Mm-hmm.
But the board, these smart people, said, I want you to do that.
Genius.
So smart.
Brilliant.
He refused, and instead of saying, hey, good job for having common sense, they suspended him.
Well, they threatened to suspend him.
Oh.
And now they're moving him to another school for not complying.
So this guy makes
there's an interesting point that I noticed in the article. There's a female PE teacher, who also refused. Nothing's happening to her.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
It's because she doesn't have a penis.
Mm-hmm.
Penis bad.
Yep.
Women good.
Gosh.
Orange guy bad.
Are they just
blue good?
They just taking it out on the patriarchy?
They are. They're just taking it out.
Okay. Well, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. The patriarchy is bullcrap.
Yeah, it's not real. It's not real. Well, I mean, we have our patriarchy meeting later on with our 33-degree rubes and stuff like that. So, sorry. Cast down the women. But anyways, my point is, think about this.
Do you remember? Married with Children?
Oh yeah.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
The National Organization of Men Against Amazonian Masterhood.
Yes. No, ma'am.
Prophetic. And then you watch them on Modern Family, and It's not the same
No,
guy.
he's not. I wish Al Bundy was that character. How funny would it be, Al Bundy with that character? But anyways, moving on. It's Modern Family, you know. The gay dads and the weird and...
Very funny show.
Very funny.
Very funny.
All the dads are incompetent,
But
as usual.
it's definitely, you know...
All the dads are incompetent, not smart, blundering messes.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Anyways, back to my point. Rubes, fifth degree Rubes. Let's think about this. The guy has common sense. He protects himself from lawsuits and all this crazy stuff. And he's the bad guy. That's what blows me away about this thing. A female teacher does the same thing. Doesn't get in trouble. Doesn't get transferred. Doesn't get moved. But the guy is bad for doing the right thing. I think this is what Christians might call persecution. Is that the word for that? Doing the right thing and getting in trouble for it. And the funny thing is this is further proof, further just solidifying the idea that I'm not sending my kid to a public school. Not going to happen. If Pasco County, heroin Pasco County, okay, decides that they don't have to tell parents anything about a transgender whatever, because what if this is the flip, and what if this is a little boy in a girl's bathroom? And imagine your girls come home and say, hey, daddy, by the way, they let a dude shower in it. I would be raising Cain and suing.
Listen to this. Okay, so they're talking about this. There's a group called the Liberty Council, I think is what they're called, and they help fight these cases, you know?
Yep.
Because, you know, they're everywhere, and they're, you know, these people just don't have the money to fight it for themselves, so there's organizations that will come to their aid. Last year in a Georgia public school, a 5-year-old girl was allegedly sexually assaulted by a gender-fluid male classmate in the school bathroom after a transgender policy allowed him access. He allegedly pushed her against the wall and repeatedly jammed his fingers into her genitals while she struggled. The district refuses to believe the alleged victim, and the mother has pulled her daughter from the school, which never notified her of the incident and maintains its bathroom policy. Now, again, it's alleged, and we are not the Me Too movement.
We're not?
No, we are not.
Hashtag?
No.
Fifth degree? Be fools? Be a 33-year?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But, we, you know, I mean, let's still... Considerations must be made.
Yeah.
At the very least, investigations, not just outright refusal to believe.
Because even if this boy, girl or girl boy or whatever, what are they, Shem? What are they called? Shims? She's.
Yeah.
Caitlin's. They're Caitlins. Okay, Caitlyn Jenner.
Z and Zers.
This Caitlyn Jenner character, he may not have done this, but why is that little girl put in that position anyways? Why is he put in that position anyways? Why?
Because he's gender fluid.
Oh gosh, man.
Because he believes that
at
he
5 years old, you're gender fluid.
Well, they didn't say the age of him, but yes,
still, you're an
yes,
elementary
that
kid?
is what they freaking believe. And that's why they have these people giving their kids hormone blockers before they've even hit puberty. It's disgusting. It's all child abuse. And then they make the claim. They make the claim later on that you know, there's like this this pamphlet or whatever on information once people find out that they've already implemented this, and they get upset, they give them this paper and it says, doesn't talking about this issue cause more people to decide they're transgender? And their response is, someone who identifies as transgender doesn't choose to do so one day, and talking about gender supports will not put the idea in a child's head. Talking about gender does show students that our schools are welcoming, safe, and affirming places, and that we will respect and honor a student regardless of their gender identity and social expression. The article says, by the way, this second to last point is at the very least debatable, if not flat out untrue.
Yeah.
Newer research indicates the spread of transgenderism among children follows the patterns of other social contagions, such as suicide, which, lo and behold, transgender people have a 40% suicide rate.
That's weird. Nobody else talk about that.
Yeah. A wider body of research indicates non-heterosexuality is highly fluid and tends to dissipate over time. Psychological research shows that early or repeated exposure to sexual images and ideas damages children.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, fifth degree Rubes, here it is. We're not coming out against transgenders and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
this is not the point.
This
point is... God.
Yeah, this isn't about hating on transgender people.
Nope.
This is about governments forcing this down our throat.
Exactly.
And really, okay, so you might say, oh, you're hate mongers, you hate transgenders. Actually, what is hateful about not wanting to see people live a life that leads to a 40% suicide rate?
Great question.
What's hateful about not wanting children to have their hormones monkeyed around with before they've even hit puberty?
What's hateful about exposing your kids prematurely to things that they don't need to be exposed to?
Yeah, or preventing that from happening.
Gosh forbid. What's wrong with that? What's hateful about that?
Nothing.
So, again, this kind of goes back to my point. I'm not sending my kids to public school. just is what it is. It's not happening. Yep. It's not happening.
Yep.
And this is why. Florida already has a bad rap, okay? We have people that eat other people's faces, okay? We have kids that get eaten by anacondas. Somebody's getting eaten by a gator every other day. We get it, okay? But one of the true knocks on our state is the fact that our educational system sucks. And it's going to continue to suck. Because we're focused on this crap rather than reading, writing, and arithmetic. That's what school's supposed to be. Reading, writing, and arithmetic. Not he, she, him, flapping their you-know-what genitals in the opposite sex's bathroom. That's not what it's all about. And the fact that my brother from another mother had some common sense and said, this is wrong and I'm not going to stand for it, thank God he got transferred. But guess what? What if that would have happened in New York? He probably would have got fired or in trouble or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the only teacher in New York to have ever gotten fired.
Yeah,
probably.
exactly. Yeah, true. It's really hard. But that's the point, man. Unions are going to fight for this crap instead of reading, writing, and arithmetic. We're concerned about the 0.00001% that has a 40% suicide rate more than the rest of the kids that are going around here. So I hate to say this, man. I hate to be that, but with the fifth degree rubes. But reality is this, man. Open your eyes. There's stories like this all the time. Thank God this guy had some foresight and stood up for something. But this is ridiculous. This happened just yesterday. This is what's happening. This is where our society's going, and it's foolish. It ain't plausible. It's definitely foolish, man. So this just in. Florida man
has common sense.
Amen. See you guys later. See you fifth degree rubes. Hopefully you like that burn.